and welcome. I'm your host Gadd, and my co-host for today's video is Tom. And in today's video, we'll be showing you my DPS support build that I use for the best class in the game, the Holy Flail build. This build has great mid-range DPS with crazy group stun, all while blocking projectiles. I mainly use this build for Vault, PvP, and Conqueror. Works very well for Battlegrounds, and this build is a blast. I will go over the skills and legendaries, skill rotation, Paragon, Reforge, green set, curse set, and my legendary gems. Timestamps will be listed down below. Skills and legendaries. Sweep attack. On the main hand 1, resonating mace, making your sweep attack grants you a holy flail for 5 seconds, causing your primary attacks to sweep through enemies in a wide arc. On the helm, iron faith, making sweep attacks has a chance to stun enemies for 2.4 seconds and can only affect the target once every 3 seconds. Spinning shield. On the offhand, not guard, to activate galvanizing defense. Spinning shield now causes 3 shields to orbit around you for 5 seconds, blocking projectiles and dealing lightning damage to nearby enemies. Next, on the main hand 2, adamant lash. When spinning shield hits an immobilized target, it will stun them for 3.2 seconds. It can only affect the target once every 3 seconds. Conjuration of light. For the shoulders, wind blessed palladiums, increasing the duration of conjuration light by 39%. Drawn quarter. Starting off with the chest, Hell Pilgrim, granting you immunity to knockback effects after using drawn quarters. Hope in the future updates they change this back to immunity to all crowd control. Next, for the pants, depending on your playstyle, but I use 2 different horses depending on the meta and team comp, using Harris of the Steppes essence for Tom. While mounted on her, increases your primary attack speed and leaving behind a gust of wind that increases the movement speed of your allies, or using Paragon Eldian for Steve. While mounted on her, causes you to dash forward, knocking back enemies in your path. Other great ones I found are Cavalier's Courtwear for Jeff. While mounted on him, damages nearby enemies and causes knockback. Or Flare to the Mirror for Thor. While mounting, dealing lightning damage to nearby enemies and stunning when struck by lightning 3 times for 2 seconds. Punish. On the offhand 2, Grimcrack Buckler. While Punish has granted you hardened senses, your blocks will trigger an explosion, damaging all nearby enemies. Skill rotation. When engaged into a team fight, start off with spinning shield, followed by drawn quarter and sweep attack. While mounted, increases the damage of sweep attack, causing your primary attack to swirl around you, damaging all nearby enemies. With iron faith, causing them to be stunned for some time, spinning shield blocks all projectiles. For example, Demon Hunter skills, negating damage while active, but it's not 100%. While spinning shield is orbiting around you, there are frames where attacks can enter through the gaps. Adamant Lash is great for synergizing with other players that cause immobilization, either from skills, gems, or Reforge, stunning all hit by spinning shield, using Conjuration Light during engagement to negate frontline damage, saving teammates, or disengagement. Paragon. For this build, I use Gladiator for all PvP game modes, equipping Cheat Death for recovery after a fatal attack from players, Hold Formation, reducing the damage taken by 2.5% for each member within 15 yards, Grizzled Veteran, dealing 4% damage and taking 4% less damage when fighting players. First Aid, dropping below 15% life while party members are within 5 yards, recovering 15% of your maximum life per second. And Quick Witted, reducing the duration of boss control effects by 10%. Using the legendary Paragon Benefactor, granting a shield to you and nearby allies, equal to 15% of your maximum life every 30 seconds. Reforge. For the Reforge, I run Trimmer set on 7 pieces of my gear. For the bonus, stun resist, knockback resist, damage over time damage reduced, and for the AoE stun with the family bonus. I found this makes me really tanky in resisting skills from other players that cost stun and knockback, with the added bonus stunning and doing AoE damage to all nearby enemies, creating more openings and opportunity. And on my last piece of gear, I roll a Jolt set for the family bonus, having a chance to immobilize a target, focusing beneficial effect increase, attack speed increase, and all damage increase bonuses. Green set. For the green set gear, I run and recommend 4-piece Vestige for the 30% increase for all beneficial effects and attack speed to you and your party members. And for the added tankiness, 4-piece Untouchable Mount Banks for the 33% of your maximum life shield and move unhindered through enemies while the shield is active. For even more added DPS support, running a 2-piece Vestige and a 2-piece Banquet of Eyes, so when enemies suffering from damage over time effects, they take a 15% damage increase. Curse set. Now for the curse set is a universal set based off my other builds I play for different game modes. Running 6-piece nettled after gaining the shield for 6 seconds, counterattacking 40% of my damage to all nearby enemies every time I'm hit every 30 seconds. Next, running a 2-piece ghosted, creating an illusion with 40% of my life that transfers a portion of the damage to it for 6 seconds every 90 seconds. I recommend running torture set after dashing, leaving flames behind, and damaging and immobilizing targets caught in its path. Legendary gems. For my legendary gems, again, they are a universal set for my other builds for different game modes, starting off with the Blood-Soaked Jade. Increasing all damage done, movement speed, increase and reducing damage taken under 50% life. Rolling Consequence for the increase to crit hit chance, damage, and burning all nearby enemies. Also increasing crit hit chance against burning enemies. Bottled Hope, increasing the damage and movement speed for 6 seconds and reducing skill cooldown. Spiteful Blood, taking damage below 50% increases damage done and gives invulnerability to primary attacks from other players. In addition, gaining a shield equal to 40% of my base damage. Mob Deep conjures a whirlpool, pulling enemies towards the location that pulls all nearby enemies to its center, summoning a massive sea monster, dealing damage and knocking them airborne, while applying armor shred to enemies hit. Blessed of the Worthy, upon taking damage, unleashing retribution on all nearby enemies, dealing damage equal to my current life and decreasing damage taken for 6 seconds every 20 seconds. Pain Class, increasing damage dealt to enemies suffering from damage over time effects and increased movement speed from all nearby enemies suffering from damage over time. Lastly, Hilts of Many Realms, Oxford Starfire, for the damage and knockback to enemies every 20 seconds. Overall, this build is amazing with Vault because of the close quarters and the synergy with your team. With the increased duration for Conjuration Light from Wind Blessed Pladrum, makes the team engagement durable, buffing your team with damage immunity. With a great crowd control combination, if you use a dash horse or even knockback horse, with the stun effect from the Iron Faith, using sweep attack creates a huge opening, CCing and damaging all nearby enemies. In Battleground, it works very well on defense and offense modes for getting other teams' backline, buffing your team on idle, and CCing necros and bars while under Undying Rage. I'm more of a tank support player. I play more midline frontline roles during Battleground, but I noticed the potential in team fights with Stun Effect and Adamant Lash and blocking projectiles for myself and my team with Knock Guard using Spinning Shield. The downside to this build is that it kind of requires you to be on your horse for the full potential. Stuns, freeze, pulls, and fears can knock you off your horse, leaving you open and having to use mid-range attacks while kiting till cooldowns are available. But this is just one of many builds I use for PvP in Diablo Immortal that is fun and it fits my playstyle, and hopefully others. There are a few others I like to share with you and many more as updates with new legendaries come in, so stay tuned. Shout out to everyone for the love and comments on my videos. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below, message me in game or on Discord. I will have a link and my information down below. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Good luck and have fun. See you next time.